Hello, my name is Judy. Welcome to the Liberated Multitasker. Today I thought I'd share with you another one of my grandmother's recipes, and it's cowboy cookies. So why don't you come join me? So we're going to start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And in this we're going to add a half a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda. We're also going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're just going to stir this into our flour mixture. Now that this is all stirred together, I'm going to set this aside and we'll move on to our next step. Next, we're going to need 2 sticks of room temperature butter. We're going to put this into our mixer. We're going to mix it together for about 1 minute on medium speed. Now that that's mixed together, we're going to be adding sugar. I have 1 cup of organic cane sugar. I'm going to mix this in. We're supposed to add our sugar gradually, so I have 1 cup of cane sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up the cane sugar, and then I'm going to add my brown sugar. Now, I actually made this brown sugar this morning. I normally don't carry brown sugar. I just keep regular sugar on hand, and I make brown sugar as I need it. For each 1 cup of sugar you have, you will whisk in about a tablespoon of blackstrap molasses. This took next to no time to make. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of this brown sugar, let it mix together, and then add the rest of it. Now that that's done, got that all in there, we'll let that mix together for about 2 minutes, and then we'll move on to our next ingredient. Now next, we're going to be adding 2 farm fresh eggs. We'll add them 1 at a time, beating after each one. Now for our second egg. And now we want to add about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we'll blend that all together. Now we're going to stir in our flour mixture. I do not like to add it all at once, so I'm putting in about half. And then I'm going to mix it. And then I will begin to add the rest of it. Now we're going to add 2 cups of Old Fashion Oats. I'm using organic oats. I got these from Azure Standard. We're going to mix this in. Now we're going to add a half a cup of sweetened coconut flakes. And our last ingredient is 1 cup of chopped pecans. I used my Ninja to chop these up for me. They're pretty fine. That's the way we prefer them. I'm going to get this all mixed up, and then we'll be ready to scoop out our cookies. Now, I remember my mama bringing us these cookies in a bread bag. She would buy her bread from the store and save those bags and reuse them. And that's what she would use to bring us treats, whether it's homemade yeast rolls, apple tarts, or cowboy cookies. I will link some of my mama's other recipes toward the end of this video if you would like to watch some more. I'm just scraping down the sides of this bowl. And next, we'll be getting ready to scoop out our cookies onto our sheet pans. Now I'm just using a 1 tablespoon cookie scoop. This is for small cookies. And I'm reusing parchment paper. I've got 2 sheet pans out. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. I have it on convection bake so I can get more cookies cooked at one time. Now these cookies may spread out a bit, so instead of putting 5 in a row, I'm only going to put 4 in a row and make sure they have some room in case they do spread out. So this recipe makes about 3 dozen normal size cookies. Since these are smaller, we'll end up with around 72. Now, when I baked these did not spread out. Lots of times they do. I'm thinking it's because I probably did not whip my butter as long, and so everything was still pretty good and firm. They held their shape really well. Now I'm able to get about 24 cookies per sheet pan. And so I'll do a convection bake this go around and get 2 pans in the oven, and I will have to do one more round with 1 sheet pan to cook the last of these cookies. Now that we're just about done filling these 2 sheet pans full of cookies, our directions say to bake these for 17 to 20 minutes. I'm going to rotate them halfway through so they can get good and brown on the bottom. And I'll bring you back when they're done. Now I'm pulling these cookies out. They've cooked for about 19 minutes. I rotated them halfway through. I'm going to get them on the cooling rack so I can bake these last cookies. Now these I only bake for about 15 minutes, and so they are more on the chewy soft side. So it just depends on how you like your cookies. If you want them a little more firm, you cook them a little longer toward the 20 minutes, and if you like them soft and chewy, you cook them more toward the 15, 17 minutes. Go get these on the cooling rack. Let them cool, and I will package these up and freeze them so I'll have them later. But I did eat about 4. They are so good. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope to see you really soon.